Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Going to 5,000 subscribers September 7th. Texas LSU can't wait. Just 24 days away from Louisiana Tech and kicking off our season. As Longhorn fans, we're very, very excited. Looks like the national media shares that same excitement. As you guys saw, the SI cover comes out, or one of the 4 digital covers that were released with 4 different quarterbacks. QB1, Texas Longhorns, Sam Ehlinger being on the cover. Don't mess with Texas. Love it. A lot of hype. I believe ESPN has us ranked top 5 as number 5 in their preseason poll. A lot of discussion about it. Tom Herman going on Mike Golick's show talking about the season. This was actually before fall camp started, and mentioning the Texas Longhorns are the mecca of college football. So I had posed a question yesterday on social media. For those of you who are not following social media, please hit us up in the comments below. It helps with our growth, helps with just spreading the word about what we discuss here. But for those of you who saw the post I made yesterday about the SI cover, I asked the question, is Texas being overhyped or not? And that's something I kind of wanted, just based upon the feedback, some of the answers and feedback I was getting, something I wanted to kind of discuss on a larger extent. Is Texas being overhyped? In my opinion, Texas deserves the hype. Do I personally love it? No. Just my personality and who I am. I like to, more of a low-key person. But I can understand the hype. And to me, it's warranted based upon the season they had last year, the quarterback that's returning, the head coach that's returning, the 2 top 5 wins they had last year, Georgia and Oklahoma, and overall the eye test, how they looked, in those big games, how they developed, how they got better as a team throughout the season, and what they have being added in, what they have coming back. When the prognosticators and all the people out there go through their ranking process of determining these things, some of it can be very biased, and we'll get to some of the people that like to overrate Texas and some of the people that like to sink Texas whenever they get a chance, because I think it's a little bit of both. But, assuming those who are doing fair, objective audits of all of the FBS programs, there's no way you can tell me that based upon a returning starter, Sam Ehlinger, QB1, like I said before, to me, this is not hype. This is a returning record-breaking starter that's coming back for another year, just his junior year, by the way, to hopefully lead his team to a conference championship and beyond, right? This is a guy coming back who had 41 touchdowns accounted for. And that, again, we talk about it. He had the injury problems and really missed most of 2 football games and still had, who knows where his touchdown figures would have ended up. But when you have that type of productivity coming back, some of the weapons he'll have coming back, some of the weapons they have coming in, I believe a very good offensive line, potentially even better than what they had last season. Yes, they have 2 returning starters on the offensive line, but again, the upgrade of the room, when you listen to the coaching staff and you look at the recruiting, Tom Herman coming in here year three with this staff, and the top tier classes they've been able to bring in. Some of these guys have been waiting in the wings, and some of this is just a straight up uptick of talent. A lot of people that are saying, hey, Texas is overrated. So some of them being even like, I've seen some LSU fans come on and say, well, you guys have 3 returning starters on defense. Well, yeah, but we're accounting for some upgrades on defense too, and we've already seen some evidence of this. Sam Ehlinger the other day after practice saying how the defense looks faster, feels faster, how fast they're playing, and how aggressive they've been. Tom Herman just in today's press conference citing how surprisingly good the linebacker play has been. And that and the outside corners are my big concerns. And every team in the country, probably outside of Clemson, has big concerns and things that they got to replace and shore up. But, from the perspective of our football team, like, I am really excited about the upgrade in talent. Let's start with a couple examples here. I mean, for those of you who are worried about the low number of returning starters, Joseph Osai, my dude, leading tackler in the Sugar Bowl, does not count as a returning starter. Malcolm Roach, who missed a ton of time last year, only started 3 games. He's coming back. Might even be a team captain. No disrespect to Chris Nelson, but I do believe that Keandre Coburn is an upgrade over Chris Nelson. And I think you'll see that play out game 1 on the field. Also, keep in mind, guys like a Taquan Graham, who played in the Georgia game, forced a fumble against a DeAndre Swift, one of the top running backs in the country. He's got a full-time role now. I believe he'll be an upgrade over a Brecken Hager. These are guys that were recruited to actually play in this scheme. The last, especially on defense, the last couple of years, and I hate to say the whole, well, he was using another coach's players and all that type of stuff, but these are guys, as you really get comfortable and sink in. And the great thing is we've had a lot of consistency within our coaching staff. These are guys that were recruited to play in this scheme and recruited, and some of them high recruits, highly rated recruits. Keandre Coburn was the number 1 defensive tackle in high school football in the state of Texas when he came out. I'm excited to see him play. Tom Herman today citing the safety room. It's got 6 starters in there, he feels like. Got to figure out a way to get these guys on the field. They're so good. When we get in 3rd and long, can't wait to see all of them deployed. Those are the type of things you want to hear in conjunction with what has already been proven with Sam Ehlinger. Sam Ehlinger is a given at this point. I have it's only going up with him because he's going to, the competitor that he is, the worker that he is, and the talent that he has. And people like to like to label Sam as the hard hat worker, and even some of us Texas fans. Sam has talent, and let's be real. For those of the people that saw some of the hype coming out of even the Elite 11 camp, he started having some pro scouts look at him. And that's the type of energy I want for our program, because as the quarterback has moved, we've moved as a program. That's been our identity, and that's where the Mecca comment comes from. Because Tom Herman was here in those early 2000s when we were stringing together 10, 11-win seasons all the freaking time. But it started really with James Brown, through Major Applewhite, through Chris Sims, through Vince Young, who wins the national championship, and then Colt McCoy comes in. And when we were off and running, we had guys that were just super productive at the quarterback position. We had great running backs, Jamal Charles, Cedric Benson, the whole thing, right? But the quarterback position was, when Texas is good, the quarterback's good. And different programs is, when Alabama's, even historically, they've always had that elite defense and they've been able to win that way. Texas is on the shoulders of the quarterback. Some schools like Florida, I think, are like DBs, and they've had some great running backs too, right? And they've even can make a claim to quarterback a little bit. So all these programs that you look at historically, when they've been the trending the right way, and you see certain signs, Texas is showing those signs. Now, yes, people that are naysayers to the hype and say Texas is overrated, they haven't shown the consistency to warrant this. Well, we got to look at, again, those signs, right? And fall back on those signs. Time will only tell on the consistency standpoint. Sam Ehlinger's only been here 2 years. So, and I believe he's the one that's helping to turn this program around as a major, major part of that. But even, and the thing is, yeah, you have some people that get excited, like the year we beat Notre Dame in the opener, and then we went from unranked to number 10. I get that people will boost up Texas, and that goes to the Mecca thing. People just want Texas to be great. Attention flows around us, whether we're good or bad. We're in the news. We're talked about. We generate, as much revenue as anybody in college football. Attendance, merchandise, the size of the fan base, from a national perspective, not even just talking about the state of Texas, which in my opinion is the king of high school football, right? So when you're looking at this from a greater perspective and a greater context, even the Mecca comment isn't crazy that Tom Herman said. And honestly, that's the type of energy he's putting out there as a head coach, because he knows what his team will respond to. And I think he knows not only is his team mature enough, but that's actually like a motivator for them. Like, dude, not only are we back, but we are this revolves around us. And that could be a very narcissistic way of looking at it, but whatever gets you going. I'll give you Friday Night Lights season 5. Coach Taylor, for those of you, who watch Friday Night Lights, Coach Taylor, when he was coaching East Dillon, he realized his kids, the way they got motivated was he just wrote state on the board and was like, look, we're going to win state. This is what we're going to do. And that galvanized those guys. And I know I'm talking about a TV show, but my point is there's different triggers for different groups when you're coaching folks. And Tom Herman's like, you know what? We're not scared of the smoke. We are the smoke. That's what we are. That's what I want. And you got to speak it into existence, just like I'm speaking 5,000 subscribers into existence. And I do think Tom Herman's big on that within this program, just like he's big on the 1-0 philosophy. But, I believe it because I see the all the right ingredients in this program. And this is coming from somebody, yes, I'm a diehard Texas fan, but studying different programs, I see the ingredients there. For the folks, you also have the folks on the other side that like to knock Texas down. You have people saying, in my opinion, asinine things like, Texas is going to be this year's Miami Hurricanes. They open, which is kind of lazy because it's like, oh, it's another big program that started with LSU, and they lose and they go 7-6 and did very poorly in the ACC. Texas, to me, has a very favorable schedule where they're going to have the best quarterback and the best coach for almost every game they play outside of maybe Oklahoma or Iowa State, where you're going up against an elite coach in a Matt Campbell that I feel, right? But for mostly every game on the schedule, and yes, we play LSU and Oklahoma, but the schedule isn't crazy to me. And I say it's favorable from the perspective of there is enough meat on the bone to garner that national attention if they have a really successful season to get respect from the national committee, the playoff folks, and so to me it's a perfect balance. I don't see a murderer's row on here whatsoever. By the way, tomorrow we'll be continuing the Texas preview series with John Tran, as we'll be going through and breaking down the schedule and really getting into the nitty gritty there. But my point is, when you have the quarterback that Sam Ehlinger and health willing, he's a lot better than Malik Rozier and Cozy Perry. Sorry. Tom Herman, in my opinion, right now is a better head coach than Mark Richt. Sorry. So I don't see us losing all the games that Miami lost in their conference. We're so close, and everyone's really excited. And Texas is good. And Texas has a really good quarterback who, it's just like being the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. When you have a really good quarterback and he's already been productive and you've already seen certain things, and like I said, the ingredients are there, that hype's going to follow. And I think we have the maturity and the leadership on our team. I just hope we can stay healthy. That's because, to me, I expect, as a Texas fan, I'm going to close with this, and Manny Acho did a great job with Laura Rutledge the other day on Get Up when he described what does Texas is back mean, being at that 10-win and competing consistently year in, year out. You're right there for the Big 12 championship and winning Big 12 championships. And I know OU fan will come on here and say, hey, we've dominated this conference. We've won 4 straight Big 12 titles. We've had 2 back-to-back number 1 overall picks. We have 2 back-to-back Heisman winners. And if we want to get into OU versus Texas debate over the last 15, 20 years. I don't really have one. They've been dominant. We have not. We've been in a dark period. With that being said, when we've had a generational talent on the same level as a Baker Mayfield or a Kyler Murray, our guy Vince Young won a national championship. And Sam Bradford, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, no national championships. No, only Sam Bradford was the only one that I recall even made it to a national championship game, right? So when Texas has had that special talent at that position, they've won the whole damn thing. And that's what we're hoping for over these next 2 years, the 2 years remaining of eligibility for Sam Ehlinger. So that's where all that hype is coming from. But, you know, guys, I just appreciate all the growth, all the discussion. It's really cool just to get up here and talk ball, get some things off my chest. Like I said, when I started this channel, it's a therapeutic release for me. Get that stuff out there and just talk ball with you guys. Let me know what you think. Are we overhyped? Or are you buying the hype? Let me know. Horns always up. Love you guys. Peace.